Google just turned a research tool into something that makes entire departments look inefficient, and most people using it still think it's a fancy search bar. NotebookLM quietly received an update that lets it autonomously find 50 sources on any topic, synthesize them into a research report, generate a professional slide deck, produce a podcast, build an infographic, and export a white paper, all without you touching a search engine once. And the architecture has 3 levels that almost nobody reaches. Level 1 is source collection. Level 2 is synthesis. Level 3 is production output. The average user stops at level 1. Before anything else, there is a detail that immediately separates professional use from amateur use: notebook structure. Every notebook should be narrowly defined around a single topic or project, not research, not ideas. Something like Competitive Analysis Q2 2025 or AI Regulation Landscape Europe. This matters because the tool performs significantly better when all sources are topically coherent. Autonomous source discovery. Here is the feature that changes everything: deep research. When you create a new notebook, you are given the option to run deep research before you upload a single file manually. After uploading your files, NotebookLM automatically renames your topic, or you can edit yourself. Then NotebookLM starts working on it. This agent does not do keyword matching. It analyzes the topic structure, identifies gaps in the available research landscape, adapts its search strategy mid-process, and surfaces approximately 50 relevant sources. It then generates a full synthesis report from those sources and imports the most relevant ones directly into your notebook. What used to take a skilled researcher 3 to 5 hours, sourcing, evaluating, organizing, now takes minutes. And the sources it finds are often ones a human researcher would not have discovered through a standard search. There is a 3-question validation framework that takes 5 minutes and should run before any serious research session. First, ask NotebookLM to create a table showing each source with its content, category, output format, and whether it is a primary source, a secondary analysis, or an opinion piece. This gives you an immediate picture of what you are actually working with. If your sources on a fast-moving topic are mostly from 2020, that is a problem the tool will not flag for you. You have to ask. Second, ask which sources are most frequently cited or referenced by other sources within the notebook. This identifies the foundational documents, the ones that carry the most epistemic weight, versus the peripheral pieces. Third, ask for a summary of the primary perspective or bias of the top 5 most substantial sources. This tells you whether you are analyzing a topic from multiple angles or whether your entire source base leans in one direction. 5 minutes. 3 questions. Complete picture. Configuration. The setting. 90% of users ignore. In the top right corner of any notebook, there is a settings panel. Most users have never opened it. This panel controls how NotebookLM responds to everything. You can set a conversational goal, default for general research, learning guide for educational output, or custom for specific use cases. You can define a role, such as research analyst focused on competitive intelligence in financial services. You can set response length to longer for detailed analysis rather than brief summaries. These settings apply to every interaction in the notebook from that point forward. You configure once, and every answer you receive is filtered through that role and intention. Without this configuration, NotebookLM gives you generic, balanced, surface-level responses. With it, you get targeted analysis framed around your specific professional context. Source filtering. On the left side of the interface, every source has a checkbox. Most users leave all sources checked at all times. When all sources are selected, the model tries to synthesize an answer from every document simultaneously. This dilutes the output. The model generalizes. The answer becomes broad and vague. The professional move is to uncheck everything, then select only the 2 or 3 sources directly relevant to the specific question you are asking. The model now treats all other sources as non-existent. The answer it generates is sharper, more precise, and free of conflicting information from unrelated documents. You can maintain a master notebook with 50 sources and, by toggling checkboxes, instantly configure it as a focused 3-source analysis for any specific query. One notebook, infinite sub-configurations. The production engine. What NotebookLM actually builds for you. This is where the tool stops being a research assistant and becomes a production system. Audio overview. NotebookLM generates a podcast-style discussion between 2 AI hosts synthesizing your sources. The default output is fine. The professional output comes from using the instruction field before you generate. Specify the format, standard overview, brief summary, critique, or debate. The difference between a default audio overview and a configured one is the difference between a general summary and a targeted research brief. Infographic generation. Powered by Google's advanced image generation model, NotebookLM can create a fully designed infographic pulling directly from your sources. Configure orientation, detail level, and visual style in the instruction field. The output includes charts, diagrams, text hierarchies, and visual layouts. The quality is publication-ready. This work used to require a designer and several hours. Slide deck. Choose between a detailed deck, full text, suitable as a standalone document, or presenter slides, which are minimal text and visual forward for live presentations. Choose short for a 10-slide summary or default for a 15 to 20-slide deck. Specify your audience and focus in the instructions. The deck is generated with professional visual hierarchy, supporting graphics and content pulled directly from your sources. The briefing document option creates an executive summary. The custom report option is where the serious work happens. You define the structure, format, audience, and tone. Create a technical white paper analyzing 3 approaches to this topic, written for researchers, including methodology comparison and future research directions. The model follows the structure and produces a document that handles roughly 90% of the drafting work. Mind maps, flashcards, and quizzes. NotebookLM shows you the hidden connections between your sources, the ones you'd never spot reading linearly. But the real power is somewhere else. Most users upload one format, a PDF, done. But NotebookLM can process PDFs, YouTube videos, podcasts, blogs, and audio files, all at once. Load the same topic across 5 formats and ask, compare the technical approach in this research paper with the practical concerns from the conference talk. Doing that manually takes hours. NotebookLM synthesizes it in seconds. That's the difference between reading 5 documents and actually building a knowledge base. Quick question. What format do you mostly upload? Just PDFs, or do you mix it up? Drop it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. If this added value, hit like. It's not for the algorithm, it's the signal that tells me to keep making content like this. And if you want to learn how to use NotebookLM the right way, subscribe. Everything here is free. But there's a lot more coming.